This is Caffeine Coils, and I'm Deanna.
And I'm Jenny.
And we have arguably one of the most special guests of all with us today. I don't even know if you need to introduce yourself, but you could go ahead for our listeners that are listening on audio.
Well, I can sometimes be called St. Nicholas, sometimes be called Santa Claus. So, hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been good.
Welcome in, Santa. We're so glad you could join us. We know that this is such a busy time of year for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm honored to be here. I'm a subscriber. I don't know if you've seen me. I think it's under S. Nick, so you probably wouldn't have known it as me, but it's me.
Oh.
And I'm amazed. I've learned a lot about the HVAC business, and you ladies are going places, let me just tell you.
I love it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a subscriber. I have to know, what is your preferred choice of caffeine?
Well, here's the deal, okay? A lot of people think I like just milk, but on Christmas Eve, I do drink coffee, okay? Christmas Eve only.
You would
okay?
have to on Christmas Eve.
But it's all black. I can't have
Right.
anything. I can't have anything throwing me off my game because it's crazy.
All right. Well, I'm going to make sure that me and my son set out an extra black cup of coffee, piping hot, ready for you when you get to our house.
Now, see, you're moving way on up the list when you start to do that.
All right, well, let's jump in. So since you've learned so much from Caffeine and Coils, we have a few questions because we're just so curious to know what it's like at the North Pole. Mm-hmm. All right, so how do you keep the North Pole workshop warm and efficient during these long winters?
Well, that's a good question. And it does get cold in the North Pole, let me tell you. And I'll just be honest with you. When it comes to elves and working conditions, you've never heard anything like whining elves. It sounds like somebody letting the air out of a bouquet of balloons. It's just a real high pitch, and they will whine about the temperature in there. But what we've done, and it's really made a difference, is we've got several workshops, but we put on one end, we put the main workshop, we put a Carrier Green Speed Infinity heat pump in. And let me tell you, it does the job on the other end. We put a Bryant Evolution Extreme unit, and it keeps it nice and warm. Now everybody's happy for now.
Well, we love the sound of that, and we are certainly sure that you chose Mingledorff's as your distributor.
Well, I don't want to divulge any information, but let's just say you're on the nice list. Well, most of you.
I'll be getting the list of the naughties from you later.
Well, we'll see about that.
So being so cold, I'm sure that it probably costs a lot to keep those workshops heated. Do you have any tips for keeping the costs down for people that live in cold climates?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we just talked about the Green Speed and the Evolution Extreme. It has done wonders. Our bills from the North Pole EMC have really gone down since we installed these units, and it keeps everybody nice and toasty. I think, I'm no industry professional, but I'm learning more since I'm tuning into you guys. Mm-hmm. But the SPF, that's sunscreen. The HSPF is like, HSPF 2, I think you rated it with, is like 10.5 up to 10.5, and it's really making a difference.
Wow.
Nice. What about the ventilation in the reindeer stables? I know with all the hay and the reindeers being cooped up in there, the air quality probably has to be addressed.
Well, absolutely. We want fresh air. The reindeer are very important, especially on Christmas Eve. We want them happy, okay? Now, I'll be honest with you. We've got some that are a little more whiny than others. Call them honorary elves, if you want to, if you will. But I will tell you this. We have one diva. I won't tell you who it is, but his name rhymes with Masher. But anyway, always whining. But what we've done is put some indoor air quality to work. We've called some professionals in from Tootsie Toasties Heating up there in the North Pole, and they have made a difference. Now everybody's refreshed, everybody's happy, breathing easier, if you will.
Nice. Okay.
That's very important. What about homes with fireplaces, like the ones that you slide down on Christmas Eve? Do you have any safety tips to keep the air clean for those homes?
Well, that's a great question, and it's very timely because it is flu season. Get it? Flu season. So yeah, what we want to do is really bring in your dealer who's an indoor air quality expert, and we want to really keep that air fresh. And I don't pretend to know a whole lot about it, but if I call in Toasty Tootsies, they know exactly what the newest applications are, because there's a lot of people that suffer from indoor air quality issues because the people that are smarter than me, not by making toys, but when it comes to this industry, will tell you that the air in your home is less healthy than the air outside your home. And so even in your country alone, 50 million people are suffering from indoor air quality issues that could be solved with a professional. So challenge to anybody listening is to bring that professional in, your Carrier dealer, your Bryant dealer, if you're in North Alabama, your Howell dealer. So that's how we do it.
Okay.
I love it. So next, I want to know more about the sleigh. Do you require any climate control to keep the presents from freezing? Or is it an old school approach? I mean, does Santa get to stay toasty on the sleigh?
Jenny, you're forgetting the magic of Christmas. We stay comfortable, and it's just magical. We don't have to do anything special. And we keep those toys at a perfect temperature, and they can survive anything except for a younger sibling.
When you're out delivering gifts, do you ever check to see if people need furnace repairs? And could that maybe be your new side hustle?
Here's the thing. I really don't have a whole lot of time. I don't know if you know, but we're expanding when it comes to people on this big round ball we live in.
You're right.
So
you're right.
don't have any time for any side hustles. But I do notice when I walk in that, you know, who is getting their system service and who's not. We recommend, just like we do in the North Pole, we recommend that a maintenance agreement is had by anybody with a system to keep your home operating efficiently.
Yeah, that's great. You're right that you don't have enough time to be really checking into it too much, huh?
Thank you for noticing that. You know, a lot of people don't realize how busy. I guess this is not the time for that, but anyway, yeah, we're hopping pretty good over there.
What about the elves? Do you put them to work on any of your own systems? Or do you call, or do you always have to call Toasty Tootsies?
We typically call Toasty Tootsies because the elves just think about spring and fall. In the spring, they take a short vacation usually at the beach. Get it? Short vacation. And then in the fall, we're ramping up. It's busy. We're busy right now. I'm surprised that I haven't gotten a call on my Santa phone. Something's always going wrong, but that's all right. We get through it. But anyway, we call in Toasty Tootsies, and they check it out and make sure it's operating efficiently, because here's the deal. Just like a car or sleigh, it needs routine maintenance to make sure it operates at 100% peak efficiency.
Absolutely.
How do you ensure that every home on your list maintains optimal indoor air quality? And you spend a lot of time in everyone's living rooms. I mean, we want Santa to remain healthy too. So what would you recommend for people to do to keep their houses nice and clean?
Well, first of all, thanks for caring, Deanna.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get overlooked in a whole hullabaloo.
I'm just trying to move up on that list.
I appreciate that. I mean, I'm not sure you can get any higher. You're a very good girl. So, you know, here's what I do. I do a little something special. I take a device called the Air Doctor, and I leave it on people's coffee table on Christmas Eve. They get up the next morning, they get a report card on their home IQ surroundings, the issues in the home, and then they can call in their professional to address those. So a lot of people mistake them for toys, and then the younger sibling get involved, and here we go. But it's not a toy. So if you see a black box, not necessarily a toy.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
What about the people who are looking to go green for this holiday season for their HVAC system?
Well, it's going to happen naturally. I understand that even right now we're having a change in refrigerant that's going to be a whole lot more efficient and healthier to the atmosphere and taking care of this ball that we live on.
You really have been listening, Santa.
I am, and I was very intrigued to hear that. But if you just be a part of the industry and call these professionals who know what's happening in our industry, you'll be addressed with and taken care of, and you'll be more efficient and more energy and green just by being a part of this industry.
That sounds
Nice.
good. With all of the electronics in homes nowadays, does HVAC need to be adjusted to keep everything running smoothly during the big holiday rush?
Well, here's the thing. My suggestion would be, and we've got, obviously I told you, we've got the Infinity system and the Evolution system. And with the controllers, they are smart controllers, and your dealer can set them up and teach you how to operate them, and they just do their own thing. It's like they're doing their own dance with the outdoor unit and the indoor unit. See, I have been listening. And so there's no adjustment necessary if you get involved in smart thermostats and technology.
Okay. That sounds great.
That's great advice, Santa.
Thank you. I
Now,
appreciate it.
I do want to say, you mentioned your Santa phone. Has your Santa phone been blowing up with people calling you to tell you that their kids are being bad?
Well, here's the deal. I don't give that number out to parents because I would get all kind of calls. It wouldn't be just about kids, you know.
You're right.
I'll get all kind of calls. It's really the elves and Mrs. Claus have it, and you know, they can get in touch with an emergency. But no, it's nothing like that. But somehow they do communicate. Believe it or not, I know it's called snail mail, but I still get a lot of letters.
Our new thing is emailing Santa. So I'm sure you have lots of emails from the Brown house.
Well, I have seen some emails, and I do get those emails on my smartphone. I will tell you that. No calls, but I do get those emails. And yeah, you guys are wearing it out over there. I don't know if you must think you're really, really been good this year or what, but you guys are just wearing me out. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, since you're a listener, Santa, you know that we always like to play a little game at the end.
This is my favorite part.
Yes. We're going to do a little naughty or nice. So we're going to tell you something, and you're going to tell us if it's naughty or nice.
Okay. Just in my opinion, right?
Right.
Oh, this is so much fun. I don't have time to do this kind of stuff.
Well, we're so happy you made time to be on with us.
Oh, I
with
couldn't be
Caffeine
happier.
Coils. All right, so our first naughty or nice question. Eating cookies but leaving crumbs everywhere. Naughty or nice?
Oh, that's naughty. I clean up. If I can spruce up, this is why I wear the white gloves. I want to make sure that I'm leaving the tables
Right.
clean.
Yeah.
If I can spruce up, so can you, Dad. And you know who you are.
Yeah, exactly. So calling in a service request only to realize it was just the batteries in the thermostat.
That's kind of an in-between, okay? It happens in the best of families, I'll be honest with you. It's happened to me and Mrs. Claus when we were still operating with an antiquated thermostats. But here's the key. You make the phone call and follow up immediately. You just don't let the tech get out there and say,
Yeah.
oh, we solved the problem. So it's kind of a nasty,
Okay.
if you will.
Love it.
Okay, regifting a fruitcake someone else gave you. Naughty or nice?
I'll be honest with you, and I know that in your main state or one of your main states in the South, that this is a big deal in South, we'll call it Georgia, because that's what it is. But anyway, my personal opinion, those things are ratchet. I mean, they are the nastiest
Yes,
things.
It's disgusting.
I mean, it looks like a science experiment gone bad.
It
But
does.
anyway, Claxton people, we love you.
What about singing Jingle Bells off key at full volume in July? Naughty or nice?
You know, Mrs. Claus is Mrs. Christmas, as you know. She loves Christmas. But here's what I would suggest is maybe for Christmas, ask for some singing lessons for the offending party so that they sing on key in July if they have to. I mean, you sing the Christmas in July. So, hey, let's just let it rip. Everybody be happy.
That's right.
All right, what about leaving the air filter untouched for a whole year because Santa's magic will fix it? Naughty or nice?
Oh, that's the dream world right there. There's certain things that Santa can't do or won't touch, and that's a dirty air filter. I'm not going to lie to you. You need to have it serviced regularly by a professional who can look at that and other things in your system. Don't be wanting to go into homes with nasty air filters. I'm not going to lie to you.
You're right. We don't want that for you at all. What about telling your family that the HVAC system is broken just to get everyone to wear matching Christmas sweaters?
Oh, that's a tough one, Deanna. You've made me really think on this one. I would say all's fair when it comes to Christmas pictures, okay? But take the pictures quickly. Sweaters mean heat.
Yeah.
And if you tell them the system's down, you got a limited amount of time, so let it rip. We love those ugly Christmas sweaters. Now, let me just say this. Those are two of the ugliest I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Santa. All right, of course, we would never peek at the presents that you bring, but what about peeking at the presents that other people bring us on Christmas? Is that naughty or nice?
Oh, that's naughty. That's breaking all the rules. You don't want to be in that camp. That leads to other things. That leads to delinquency and a really troubled life. So I wouldn't do that if I were you. This is just me speaking to you, Jenny, because I know what you did
So guilty.
in 2001. I remember I was watching, and you got about 2 less presents because you peeked.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that, Santa.
Yeah, well, don't be doing that stuff. Santa knows everything. You know
All right,
that.
Santa. All right, I promise not to peek at any more presents.
Good girl.
What if I do a little DIY repair on my duct system with holiday duct tape?
Well, do you want to burn your house down? Number one. That's my first question. Is that what you want for Christmas, Deanna? I'm kind of passionate about this.
No.
I would not suggest that. Again, the professionals are there for a reason. You got to support them so they can support their family, okay?
Okay. I won't do
Good
that
advice, Santa.
Thanks for caring.
All right, what about skipping Thanksgiving to start decorating for Christmas early? This one's really controversial.
Yeah, it really is. But, here's what I figured, okay? It's to each his own. If you want to rock on past Thanksgiving, that's fine. Go ahead and decorate them up, okay? Just be careful. Hire a professional and do the lights outside, okay? Last thing you want for Christmas is 2 broken legs, and I've seen it happen, okay? Not in the North Pole. It's magical. That doesn't happen up
Yeah,
there,
of
but
course.
I've seen that happen. I've seen the crutches outside the bedroom. So be careful out there.
What about swapping out the thermostat batteries with old batteries from kids' toys because Santa's got a lot going on?
Wow, that's a tough question, but I'm gonna say it to you like this: don't pull batteries out of toys. That'll get you on the naughty list quicker than anything. Little Johnny opens it,
Yeah.
playing with his toy. He's only 1 week old, and it's comfortable in there, but he's not happy because that toy is not operating well. That'll get you on the naughty list.
Just order some on Amazon, huh?
Yeah, come on, don't be a cheapo.
All right, what about giving a pet as a gift without asking the recipient first?
The recipient or the parents?
Maybe both.
Yeah, be careful with that, okay? Because, you got to have an animal. You're either an animal lover or you're not, okay? And so be careful with that. It depends on what the pet is. I mean, if it's an iguana, I would suggest you ask. If it's a dog or a cat that your child has been asking for, then I say let that rip.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and lastly, what about putting HVAC filters on your Christmas list for Santa to take care of your maintenance for the year?
That's low down. It's one thing if you put them on your list, but it's
To get
another
'em.
thing if you didn't put them on your list and you get them. That's low down even for me. I've seen this happen, and I feel sorry for the man or the woman that's in the house that's receiving filters. I mean, I'm all about being practical, but that's pretty cheap.
You're
Okay,
right.
I mean, last thing you want is somebody to come into your trap and leave you filters. I mean, do you know what I'm saying?
You're right. But you know who I think would like a nice filter for Christmas?
Who's
Bob, our IAQ expert. Don't you think he would like a nice
I
filter?
think he would. I think he would appreciate that. Bob has a special place in his heart for anything to do with ventilation, indoor air quality, all the things.
You're
I've
right.
seen Bob's list, and I know exactly what you meant. I remember back in, I think it was 2013, he asked for an air doctor for Christmas.
I don't doubt that.
And so I got him one, and he was happy as can be, you know. You should see his Christmas pajamas. They're so cute.
We'll have to get Bob to send us a picture just for our social media purposes.
Well, Santa, thank you so much for coming and making time to talk to us about HVAC.
It's been an honor, ladies. We appreciate everything you do. It kind of gives me something to listen to when I'm working on the sleigh. And yes, I do all my own repair.
Okay.
Have for years and years and years. So, yes, I'm doing that, and I'm listening to Caffeine Coils. Thank you for all you do. You're both on the nice list, but don't be picking, Jenny, okay?
You got it, Santa.
I ain't playing, okay?
That's all for today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and have a Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho!